It's essential because more and more services are going online or going remote. Identity is crucial because you want to know that the person is the right person. Insecurity and an anti-fraud element specifically.
Well, hello and welcome everyone. This is Lakshay from ZEX Media, and today at the HODL Summit, formerly known as World Blockchain Summit, uh, while seeing a lot of sessions at the stage, I heard like identity verification is so important. I mean, if it is the old traditional market or the old financial market, or if we talk about DeFi, right? Everywhere, identity is very important to be managed in the right way, make sure it's authentic and authorized in the right possible way, right? And while listening to the sessions, I heard Sabrina over there, right? So first of all, she is the global accounts director at the Facephi, and they are into this whole universe of blockchain, identity verification, biometrics, and whatnot. So first of all, welcome.
Thank
Hello,
you.
how are you?
Hi. Good. It's very exciting to be here.
It's wonderful to have you here.
Thank you.
So how was your session over the stage?
I think the best thing about it was that people came after it and told me that they learned new things, which is what
Yes,
you want when you're speaking on
real-time
stage.
feedbacks.
Exactly, real-time feedbacks. You see people engaging, you see people taking photos of your slides. So that's always like such a good thing, such a good feeling. But more than anything, it opened so many interesting conversations. So it was like, I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Glad. I mean, I've also seen that session. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
You talking about biometrics specifically and the identity verification. How do you see how prominent the role of identity verification, biometrics, and everything, especially in terms of financial sector?
Well, I think it's crucial now. It's essential because more and more services are going online or going remote, and we have to understand who is the actual person to make sure that no one has taken over their account. And one of the staggering stats around the world is that 60% of fraud start with identity fraud.
Yes.
So that either it's someone stole your identity, or maybe it could be a friendly fraud. So in case that someone will open the account and then will come and, for example, sell it to someone else or give it to someone else,
Yes.
sometimes not realizing what it actually means
Exactly.
for them. So when you're looking into all of that, identity is crucial because you want to know that the person is the right person.
Yes.
You want to know it's the actual person that is holding the document, that it's the person who is the owner of the account, all of that. For that, you need identity and you need identity verification. So I find this topic super fascinating. And for financial services specifically, it's crucial because this is where, our money is. And it blocks you from so many things if you cannot prove your identity. So this is where it's super important.
And talking of the new tech, new era, I mean, deepfakes are like very easy these times, right? With the help of AI, sorry, with the help of AI and the deepfakes, I mean, it's very easy to impersonate anybody, right?
Yes.
So, how do Facephi tackle these challenges of the emerging technology of AI?
So the first thing is to use AI, right, as part of the solution, because we see already that, again, statistically speaking, humans are less likely to find a fraudulent document, or to spot a fraud, um, because that's the human mechanism. Uh, we are known to take shortcuts. We are known to have, you know, um, different things that will help us decide if something is real or something is not real. Uh, Once we're getting into the AI domain, this is where we would like AI to fight AI. And this is one of the most important things. Another important thing is that to remember is that insecurity and an anti-fraud element specifically, we are always talking about layers.
Yes.
We would like multiple layers of security. So of course, we would like to make sure that the onboarding is done properly.
Okay.
But we would then want to make sure that authentication is done properly and to check the behavioral biometrics of the device that you are using. And we have so much information that we can harness.
Okay.
So it starts with onboarding and and the biometrics, but then it's much more. And with Facephi specifically, we think about it in different layers. So
Yes.
the first sort of the first layer is to make sure that the onboarding is done correctly, and we try to stop as many fraud at that point. After that, we would like to make sure that every time you're doing a transaction, we will try to protect our customer from identity theft, for example, or anything that will be if the customer is now has their details stolen or someone stole your phone, to try to stop that. But then we have also what is called friendly, essentially friendly fraud, or not necessarily friendly, but participating, when the customer is actually participating in the fraud. So one of the most common ones now is that someone will call you and say, "Oh, it's your brother. He's calling you to, I'm stuck. Give me 500." Of course, you will help your brother, right?
Yes.
And the urgency will make you act without checking.
Without checking, yes.
So this is where we would say, okay, how about if we check also that it's actually your brother? How about if we can actually say this is the real thing?
This
right?
is the real thing, yes.
So there are many, many ways of thinking about fraud, many places to stop fraud. And we are trying to look from it from end to end.
End to end.
Yes.
Either it's you or anyone connected to you, right? So it's like thoroughly checking off every segment.
Again, it depends on the customer journey. And of course, it all has to be, when we are talking with financial services, the compliance is super important.
Very strict, yes.
And it's very, very strict. So of course, we comply with all the compliance regulations, and we're working with our customer for that. But yes, at the end of the day, we will try to help our customers in every single point of the journey.
And talking about the journey of different regions,
yes.
right? There's a very vast diversity we have, right? And still making it inclusive for the whole community, not just any given sector. But as we go further, we have to make it inclusive, have to make it available and accessible for each and every region, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's where the major big thing happens, right? Because if we are doing a sort of identity verification in UAE, we have that infrastructure already here, right?
Yes.
If we get into airport, we just walk by through the immigrations, right?
And that's it.
And that's it. You don't have to show anything.
Yeah.
But if you're talking to another country, like maybe if you talk about India, or if you talk about Malaysia, if you talk about the Nepal and other countries, right? The Southeast Asias, then you have to show first your passports. You have to stand in front of a camera. Sometimes you have to put the thumbprints and fingerprints as well to thoroughly verify, right? So the infrastructure is different, right?
Yes.
Everywhere. So that must be a big challenge in terms of the original traditional way of biometrics and verification. How is it going to be evolved in the next phase?
So I think one of the things that is very much the inclusion part, it's very, very important, because globally today there are close to, actually I'm not sure of them. Yeah, I think it's a few million people that cannot actually prove their identity.
Yes.
Okay, because they don't have documents, or because they don't have an address. Yes. Or because they've never needed to apply for any government official document.
Yes.
All of these people are excluded from financial services, and it's a really, really big issue. So there is a lot of work in the identity community to try to bridge that gap.
Yes.
And one of the ways to do that is with biometrics.
Yeah.
Because the fact that if, for example, we are talking, maybe the easiest is people in a very, very big city. A lot of them don't ever take a driving license. They don't need it, right? So, and if they never left the country, they will not also have a passport.
Have a passport as well.
But if they would like to register for any municipal services, or again, bank account and so on, we could help with that. So come, register your information once. We can check against the different database that you don't exist already, maybe with a different identity.
Yes.
And then from there you can take it and you can start getting the services. Now, as you mentioned, these are very tailored solutions, because in each country the situation is different. Some countries all of the citizens are registered at birth.
Yes.
Some no. So if I'm talking about the UK, for example, in the UK, if you don't have a driving license or an identity card, all you have is your birth certificate, which is a piece of paper, and is not enough to get all the financial services or to get different services.
Got it.
So one of the things to make sure that inclusion is actually happening is to bridge that gap.
Yes.
Is to say, okay, you don't have that, but now we're going to register you for the first time. From now on, you'll have digital verifiable credentials. And from now on, you can go and access all the different.
So I can use this identity
Exactly.
and put it anywhere I want to be verified, right?
Yes. So we're now looking at the regulators to help across the world to bridge that gap. Again, it's not a problem that exists in every country, and it can be in different places, handled in different ways. But this is definitely something that will help with inclusion. The other part is the improvements now with the biometrics technology, and also with cameras, means that we can now have less issues with dark skin, which 10 years ago, for example, people with darker skin will say, oh, biometric doesn't work for me.
Yes.
Now we see it does work.
Yes.
We work in Africa, and we see it's working, right? Because we have customers and we can see that it's working. But that's the improvement in the technology. So improvement both on the side of the verification, but also the equipment. The cameras are much better. We can now get much more. The resolution is fantastic.
Yes.
So
more detailed previews.
Exactly. And that is a major part for inclusion as well.
And in terms of AI analysis as well, I guess, because there are different sort of agents that can build your overall facial persona, right? Just by a clip of video, right? And even if, let's say, a guy with a thick beard shaved next morning, it would have the same facial characteristics in the morning, yes?
Yes.
So it's going to keep it same.
Exactly. Apart from very extreme, let's say, facial reconstruction and so on, biometrics can now handle aging. We can handle different glasses and different, as you said, with beard, without beard, different color styles. All this kind of stuff can now be still approachable or verified with the right provider.
Yes, and talking about the providers and different markets, how do you see the MENA region? I mean, if you talk about UAE, it's very well developed, very well big open ground for the whole world, right? How this region is taking the leap forward in this whole industry, because it's like the first gate to enter any new tech, because government is supportive, regulators are supportive, innovation hubs are there, you have accelerator programs, whatnot.
This is what's so exciting about Dubai, right?
Yes.
It's the fact that there is hunger for innovation.
Yes.
There is openness and it's amazing. So for us, it's just, okay, let's prove the use cases, and then we can go all over the world and say, okay, it works. It works in Dubai. It works in the Emirates. Come on, let everyone sort of catch up, which is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And also summits like this, right?
Yes.
I mean, last month is like a jam pack of back-to-back events. It started with Dubai AI Festival, organized by DIFC as well. Then there was Chukun 2049. That's a blockchain event. Then there's Dubai Fintech Summit. There was another event in between for the GISIC, which will much more revolve around cybersecurity and that. So that was also one of the prominent players over here. And next week as well. So it's like you get to learn every week something new at some different conference, right? But the learning, the curve is like keep on growing.
Yes, and we have to constantly push the boundaries, and we constantly need these kind of conversations, because this is what sparks the new ideas. This is sparks the new use cases. We understand more pain points.
Yes.
So that's why this conference is so important, and these, all these events are so important. Not only to expose us as a company to others, but also for us to learn from the environment, get the
what other
ideas.
ideas and innovation are
Exactly.
going on the same playground.
Yes, get the networking and
Yes.
so on. So if you're here next week, so of course we will be in Seamless. Please come and
Definitely.
check our booth. But yeah,
Would love to see that. For now, I'll just let you take the leave and enjoy the
Thank you,
rest of
Ron.
the event. Thank you so much, Sabrina, for
Thank
giving
you,
us the
Mark.
time, and it was wonderful talking to you.
Same. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.